You know a lot about golf.
Well, we're waiting.
Hey, we are those weekend golf guys. John Ashton in studio, Jeff Smith at the Golf Cave at Otter Creek, Intrepid producer Mark Hunter at the controls. All together, we are they, those weekend golf guys. You can catch us, thoseweekendgolfguys.com. Why don't you go right now while you're thinking about it to facebook.com/golfguys and like us. We need the affirmation.
I like us.
Yes.
I think we're pretty cool.
What's not
actually.
to like, right?
Exactly. If you knew us, you'd really like us. And you can also follow us on Twitter at WKND Golf Guys. And we got some stuff going on Instagram, but I still can't figure out how to upload pictures there, so we'll worry about that next week.
I think it's a matter of a click of a button.
That could be why I got this problem. You know, me and clicking.
I think there's a lot of people that are doing it, and they seem to be successful.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
But they're all like 22-year-old females. So,
yeah,
you know, it's another reason. It's just another place populated by 22-year-old females where I am not allowed to go.
Just one more place.
That's one more place. Speaking of females, however, do want to send a shout-out to Elisa Godet, who we had on the show about a month ago. She was promoting the Women's Golf Day, which happened last week, and it was a high-level success. And they're going to do it again next year, Tuesday, June 6th, I believe is the date. Circle it on your calendar now. It's just
Tell me, high level of success, is that they played it on a golf course in Utah or something?
They played it all over the world.
High elevation?
About 700 different golf courses. Lots of women came out to play golf for the first time in their lives.
What a great deal.
And got hooked.
Cool.
Because that's all it takes with this game. One time.
Yeah.
And you get hooked. Especially if you go with friends, because it's a fun game. And if you get to share that fun with friends, then, it's like, hey, let's go do that again. You know, it's like riding a roller coaster.
People tried to do that in college, but I think that they all wound up in the infirmary afterwards. So, I don't know what happened there.
It's like my grandson on a roller coaster, scared to death. We were in line, and he was coming up with all kinds of excuses why he really didn't want to go. But then he was too macho to get out of the line. Because I kept saying, hey, if you're a chicken, man, let's just go back. And he's like, no, I can do it. I can do it.
I'm good. Mm-hmm.
So he got on this roller coaster, first time he had ever been on a roller coaster. And he was visibly nervous as it's going up. And they do that whole psychological thing with the slow ride and the loud chain and all that.
Yeah. Click,
he got to the top.
Click all the way to the top. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was about a 2.5-minute ride, and it went upside down, and it did, like 90-degree curves in the whole 9 yards. And he got back down, and he was like, Papa, let's do that again. So some things that are intimidating and scary, if you've never done them, can be an awful lot of fun. That was the moral of that story, golf being one of those things. There's a lot of people look at it and go, oh, geez, I can't think of anything more boring. Well, yes, you can if you really put your mind to it. But get out on the course, feel the grass under your feet, swing a club a few times. I tell you, the first time you swing that club and you hear that click of the club successfully hitting the ball and you see it fly high in the air and straight, there will be nothing you want to accomplish more in life than coming back and doing that again.
You know when that happens in the first time? In golf lessons with me.
So no matter where you are in the world, come to Columbus and take a lesson from Jeff Smith. Actually, now that you bring that up, Jeff, we're going to do what in the broadcast biz is called a bit of a tease. Okay?
You tease.
In the not-too-distant future, once again, no matter where you are in the world, you will soon be able to take a live golf lesson from Jeff Smith. Huh?
I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm excited because, the best part of that is that I get to help even more people. The videos that people send me, and I'm in contact with them frequently now. It's really entertaining. The people have, gone on Jeff's Quick Fix and send me a video, and I give them a little help. I'm always contacting them. They're always sending me back their progress. It's so much fun.
Yeah. And now
it's so much fun.
You just get that Babelfish thing going on in case, somewhere in the world is a place where they may not speak English too well. Brush up on your alternative languages. It's been a while since you've spoken Chinese, but
it has been.
It'll come back to you, I'm sure.
It's been about 50 years since I've spoken Chinese.
But anyhow, you do but want to be aware of that opportunity coming, and it won't be anywhere near as expensive to do it live on your computer or your tablet or your smartphone as it is if you were to walk up to the clubhouse in the Golf Cave in Columbus and say, hey, Jeff, you got an hour. And if you would like to be kept informed of that, please go to our brand new website, which is oh so pretty, at thoseweekendgolfguys.com, and just either subscribe.
I think somebody's proud of his handiwork.
Yeah. Subscribe to the well, I don't have thousands of successful students I can brag on, so I got to brag on myself,
But you know what? You've done a nice job on that website.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. But go there and either subscribe to our newsletter, where we will be keeping you informed as to when and where you can take live lessons from Jeff, or just send us a message. There's a contact form at the bottom of the page. Just scroll on down, and we will keep you informed that way, too. It's going to be a great deal. So we're working on that, getting all of the logistics and the electronics and all the paraphernalia together, and it's going to work pretty well. So, okay, we've got a couple of items. We're going to become like the golf clinic, the broadcast waves today. A couple of quick fixes with Jeff coming up a little bit later. We're also going to discuss in detail how to stay cool, because it is warm everywhere. Finally.
Yeah.
That and a whole lot more. It's coming up when those weekend golf guys come right back. Don't move. You suck. I mean, isn't that the thought that goes through your mind every time you chunk a chip or blade a wedge? It is, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, indeed. It is.
I hear that so many times from people.
It could be, I hate to say this because I'm one of these personal responsibility kind of guys, but it could be the club.
It's possible.
And I don't understand. I know you do, but nobody understands, so we're not going to explain it. But the bounce and the lie angle and the grind and all that kind of stuff, it's very confusing but very important for wedges. Is it not, Jeff?
That is absolutely true.
All right.
You better have something that gets through the turf pretty well.
Harry Taylor, former PGA professional golfer and excellent club designer, has new wedges that work for 98% of us. Harry Taylor,
impeccably dressed.
HarryTaylorGolf.com. Use code LOVEMeTender and you are going to get a huge discount. The 149 wedge for $99, the 169 wedge for $109. Love Me Tender is the code. Go there, check it out, HarryTaylorGolf.com.
This is Ben Gordon, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, Power Swabs is the answer. In 5 minutes, you'll see 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. There's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes, and you're done. To try Power Swabs, call 1-800-290-3613. Your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free. 1-800-290-3613. That's 1-800-290-3613.
Hey, you like to play golf, but you like to save money. How about doing the same thing at the same time? Check it out, digitalgolfpass.com. No matter where you are in the country, there's probably a digital golf pass that's going to get you a discount at many different golf courses. All right, so this season you're going to save yourself some money and get some variety in where you go. DigitalGolfPass.com. Use the coupon code GolfGuys at checkout and you will save $5. DigitalGolfPass.com. And we are back. Those weekend golf guys. John Ashton, Jeff Smith, the intrepid producer Mark Hunter, all together. We be cool, sitting here in the air-conditioned splendor of the radio station.
Yeah, that's because you don't want to be outside in the sweat box again, do you?
It's been in the 90s the last couple of weeks. In fact, after our live show on Sunday here out from New Albany Country Club, Mark and I went out to play. And after about the
Wait a minute. His name's not Mark.
Intrepid producer Mark.
Okay.
After
sure you get that right.
After about 4 holes, we looked at each other and was just kind of like, I think 9's going to do it today, man. Yeah. I really do.
Just sweat off a few pounds in 9 holes, did you?
Yeah. Dang. Heat exhaustion and heat stroke are serious deals, man. It really is.
Yeah. I got news for you. On Sunday, the only time I was inside was doing our live show. And I was out for about 10 hours.
Whoa.
And on Saturday, I was out for about 9 hours. And I'll tell you what, yesterday, I felt really bad.
Yeah. It's kind
Really
of lethargic,
Yeah.
nauseated.
Yeah, it was just not pretty.
Yeah.
And it took me, I went down, I slept in the basement because it's cold and dark down there, you know.
Yeah.
And it was, I just my body needed to cool down.
Yeah.
So I got home, and that was the first thing I did. I looked at my wife. She's like, "You're going down to the basement, aren't you?" I'm like, yep, sure am.
Only because we don't have a walk-in freezer.
Exactly right.
I did some research on how to, stay cool. Talked to a few people, and like you're going out to St. Andrews in a couple of weeks.
I am.
And at least one of the days you're out there, it's going to be cold and rainy and windy, and you're going to love every minute of it.
I sure hope so. That's what you expect when you get there.
And I talked to some guy out in Scottsdale, Arizona, and he said, listen, we got some of the most beautiful golf courses in the world out here. He said, but it's hot. But you know it's going to be hot. You go to Vegas and play some of those courses, you know it's going to be hot. So just don't let it get to you. Take precautions to stay cool, but don't get in that, oh, my God, it's so hot. Because you know it is. And he said, and don't worry about getting an early morning tea time because that's going to be even more frustrating because that's what everybody wants. So it's slow as molasses.
Yeah, that's right.
So don't do that.
That's right. When I go out to Las Vegas, usually we go late spring. And I play with golf with a bunch of monkeys out there. And it's really kind of entertaining because to see actually chimpanzees run around the golf course with their hands is really, But, it's constant. I'm the only one drinking water. And I'm the only one that can last 36 holes.
Yeah.
And so I always up the bet on the second 18. And I'm the one that gets no strokes, and I'm the one that wins all the money on the second 18 of the day.
I asked this guy about that. I said, especially in the desert, you sweat more quickly, and you don't notice it as badly because it evaporates so much more quickly in the dry desert heat than it would here in the south where it's kind of humid. But I said, how do you know how much water to drink? And he said, John, if you don't have to go to the bathroom, you're not drinking enough.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Yeah, that's right. That is a really great way to describe it.
Yeah,
because your body is just running through all that, and it's impressive.
Yeah, he said if the temperature's in the 90s, you should be drinking one full 16-ounce bottle of water every 2 to 3 holes, which might get you a little waterlogged, but hey, what the heck.
Yeah.
But that's okay. But anyhow, and also, do it before you play. Drink a lot of water the night before you're going to go out. Drink a lot of water that morning before you get to the course. Drink a lot of water while you're on the course.
Have you ever drank so much water that when you walk, it starts sloshing around in your belly and you can hear it? You can feel it?
I think that's an old wives' tale, man.
I've not done that. I've never had that much water, but I've heard people talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
And also, stay away, and golf course operators, turn your radios down because I'm going to say something you're not going to hear. But avoid the cart girl unless she's got ice cold water.
Because that's half right there.
Yeah.
The cart girls, they're half. Just think about what
Beer,
I just said.
Beer, sugary, and caffeinated drinks do not hydrate you. In fact, they're more of a hindrance to keeping cool than they are a help. Keep that in mind. And another thing, too, is he said one of the things I do is stay away from links courses because you want as much shade as you can possibly get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So go
I know you're
with
good at finding the shade. It's part of your technique when you play is stay as cool as possible. So let's go hit it under that tree and stay there for a couple minutes at a time, go from one to the next.
Yeah.
And, just enjoy the shade. There's just too much sunshine everywhere else. So
when it's hot,
I get how you play. I understand your motivation.
Hey, have you ever seen anybody out on the course with an umbrella on a beautiful, sunshiny, hot day?
I have. A lot of the push carts guys, they'll put their umbrella up.
Uh-huh.
And they'll get the gigantic umbrellas.
Yeah.
Because they'll put it on. There's a little.
Yeah, there's a little umbrella holder. Yeah.
Yeah, a little holder on the handle of a lot of those things, and they just got it on there, and they just walking in their own little thing of shade. And you know what? That actually has some value.
It does.
The traditional golfers who are just out there with their baseball hats on and carrying their clubs, and they're hot and sweaty. They're probably still wearing their thick cotton twill pants and their cotton shirts, and and everybody else is walking around with microfiber and under umbrellas for some shade. And you know what? They play more golf.
I know you eschew the short pants, always wearing your big boy pants. But one of the things that they just say is, if the course dress code allows it, wear shorts, because they're so much cooler. It keeps your entire body so much cooler.
And you know what? They make microfiber shorts, and boy, let me tell you, they are incredible.
Yeah, and those wicking shirts now, they're good too.
They've got shirts right now that have these little cooling things in them. I think there's some 2 or 3 brands out there that have them, and they're just these little dots of some kind of gel of some type that's got some chemical in there that when it hits your body, it starts cooling you off.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about other kinds of hats, because you mentioned baseball caps, but there are some better hats to keep cool, and a few more techniques to keep cool. And then, of course, Jeff's quick fix and a couple of great things coming up a little bit later on, too. We are those weekend golf guys. Don't you move.
This is Ben Gordon, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, Power Swabs is the answer. In 5 minutes, you'll see 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. There's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes, and you're done. To try Power Swabs, call 1-800-290-3613. Your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free. 1-800-290-3613. That's 1-800-290-3613.
Having a place to go after school will make you a better student. Having an outlet to express yourself will make you a better artist. Having something to do together will make you a better family. At The Y, we're helping build better friends, listeners, writers, swimmers, scientists, and musicians, one chance at a time. Give the gift of opportunity. Support The Y at ymca.net. The Y, for a better us.
I've owned my company for 14 years now, and I can tell you that payroll is a 4-letter word. I hate doing it. It eats up hours I don't have, and it costs me money I could be saving. But my accountant's too expensive, and I'm not sure who to call. But I know I need help.
We're Paychex, and we take all the hassles out of small business payroll. We save you time and money. It's easy. Call, fax, or give us your payroll information securely online, and we take care of the rest. We calculate the correct taxes, manage payments and direct deposits. We even send out your checks. Payroll doesn't need to be a 4-letter word anymore. We're so sure that we can save you time and money that we'll give you a month's payroll free, just for calling 877-376-2829. Get 1 month's payroll for free. Call Paychex right now. 877-376-2829. That's 877-376-2829.
You know, people come up to me all the time and say, John, I don't have a radio station that plays those weekend golf guys when I can hear it. What can you do for me? I said, probably nothing. I don't control these radio stations, but tell you what I do control. I do control the free apps. Those weekend golf guys, free apps for your smartphone. You have an iPhone, you go to the App Store and download it. It's free. You can listen on your schedule, not ours, anytime. To the most recent show, to some of the shows in the archives or whatever. You have an Android phone? Google can handle it. Go to the Google Marketplace, Google Play, whatever they're calling it these days, and you can download the free app there too. It's free. Did I mention that? Free. And you can listen to those weekend golf guys at your convenience, on your schedule, in your spare time. And you can listen over and over and over again, and we highly recommend you do that. It is those weekend golf guys free app. We did it for you. It weren't cheap, man. For us, for you, free. Harry Taylor is a PGA Tour golfer, best known for his short game and for the fact that he is the tailor in TaylorMade. He has been a designer of golf clubs for a long time. And one of the things he really wanted to do was design wedges that would work well out of the box for 98% of the golfing public. That's you and me, people. HarryTaylorGolf.com. Go take a look at these wedges. 1, they're beautiful. 2, they work really, really well for 98% of us. And 3, I can get you at a discount. Just when you order, please use the code LOVEMeTender, and that $169 black wedge is going to set you back only $109. That's right, $60 off. And the $149 wedge will be $99, $50 off. If you use the code LOVEMeTender at checkout. HarryTaylorGolf.com. Love me tender in the code box at checkout. You're going to get yourself a great wedge at a great price. We appreciate it. And we're back, those weekend golf guys. John Ashton, Jeff Smith, intrepid
I like
producer
being
Mark.
back.
It is being
Back's good.
Yeah, it's better than being gone.
Yeah, because nobody knows where we are when we're gone.
But no matter where you go, there you are. Keep that in mind too.
My dog still misses me.
Live with
when
that
I'm gone.
fantasy. We are going to. We're continuing our conversation about keeping cool on the golf course because it's very dangerous not to. Heat stroke is very. People have died from heat stroke. People have died from heat exhaustion. Once your body temperature gets to 103 degrees, you start getting into dangerous territory. And one of the things you can do to make sure that doesn't happen is, most carts these days, you're playing on a cart, and most of the carts are going to have a cooler. Put it on there with ice.
Are you going to talk about sticking your head in the cooler again?
No, I'm going to talk about
Okay.
talking about taking some of those extra towels that you've been carrying around the back of your car for eons
Yeah.
and sticking them in the ice.
Oh.
And at like every tee you get to, take out a new one and just drape it around the back of your neck.
Okay. I just want to be clear that you said stick it in the ice.
In the ice.
Right? Okay, good.
Yes.
I wanna make sure we're
Ice.
clear.
Ice, baby. Yes.
All right, it's radio. I wanted to make sure that everybody heard that phonetically correctly.
We got you. Yes.
Got it.
Thank you for clearing that up, sir.
Good.
But that alludes to the same technique that you were saying about shirts that actually have the cool stuff, the, what do you call it? Well, they're cool.
I don't know. They're like little gel dots.
Yeah, they call them cooling crystals.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're embedded in the fabric, or you can get like removable inserts for them too. And all you have to do is like soak it for about 5 minutes prior to playing. That activates the crystal, and it keeps you cool. And as long as you keep the blood in your neck, because that blood is going right to your brain, you keep that blood cool, then you won't run the risk of passing out because the blood in your brain is way too hot.
Yeah, what a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing what can happen when they do that, and they put it in clothing. You put that right near your spine, right there at the base of your neck. And it's just amazing to me how that I've got 2 shirts like that, and I'm going to get about 5 more.
Yeah.
I really am. And I stand outside hour after hour, and I don't take too many breaks to come inside to cool down, and I should, but I don't. So I'm out there, and I've got my gigantic hat on, and I've keep lathered up. But the microfiber clothing is so much better. Moisture wicking, takes the sweat away, makes it feel like you're wearing very little.
Yeah.
And it keeps me cool. I can even wear darker colors with the microfiber and still feel like I'm cool.
Yeah. Well,
But,
even if it's a warm breeze, with the way your body works, a warm breeze will cool you off with a well ventilated microfiber shirt.
Yeah.
So,
But the hat is important. I wear the big brimmed hat. The big thing all around. And,
Greg Norman used to wear those too, but it wasn't because of fashion. It was because that's exactly why, because it kept the sun off all of him. Not just his brow, but the sides and the back of his neck, also because of the.
Well, and the truth is that as big a Greg Norman fan as I have always been, I started wearing it because of that, because of the fashion.
Okay.
But the truth is that I found out that it had the ability to protect me from the sun and the heat. So the hats that I wear now, they have a ventilated top to them.
Yep.
And that they have a bunch of UV protection in the hat. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
they got some SPF 50 hats.
With the wide brim all the way around, too. It keeps
all the way around.
Keeps you shaded, keeps your body temperature lower. Also, bamboo. They make a lot of fabric out of bamboo.
Yeah.
And bamboo is very breathable. So it wicks away moisture, like, the sweat on your forehead usually.
It's also very strong.
Yeah. It'll make you feel a lot more comfortable. And then they've got 2 things that I've never really heard of, man. They've got evaporative cooling hats.
Yeah. They've got that in clothing and shirts, too.
You got to submerge the hat in cold water for at least 2 minutes before you game. You wring it out, and then you're good to go.
I got a friend of mine who's a teacher in Hilton Head, South Carolina, and he's been wearing one of those for an awful long time, and he's got a cool little shape to it. It's got the old gambler style hat to it, and he dunks it in water, brings it out, puts it on his head.
Yeah,
and
they say
you can't tell that it's wet.
They say this thing
it's awesome.
This thing can keep your body temperature at 20 degrees cooler than normal, and last for about 5 hours, which is enough time for even intrepid producer Mark and I to play 18 holes.
It is.
So,
and you would look good in a big hat like that.
Yeah, and then there's the cooling crystals. They also put them in hats that we were just talking about in the shirts too.
Can you imagine? You're able to cool a large portion of your face with your mustache. Now you can just put the hat on, and you pretty well got it all covered.
Sid, I've got the shade on. My chin. Don't have to worry about it because of the stash.
Yeah,
that works well. You know what else I have found works?
What's that?
Quinine water.
Ah, yes.
Which you can find in tonic water.
Quinine water?
Yeah. Quinine.
Right.
Which is an ingredient in tonic water. And, of course, you have to put a little bit of vodka in there just to make the tonic water palatable.
Okay.
But, the quinine
I
works.
That quinine was some sort of poison.
Well, quinine's what they give to malaria patients.
Is it?
Yeah. When they start getting very hot internally, they cool their internal temperature down by using quinine. So
interesting.
At least they did in the 1800s. I mean, if it worked then, it should work now, right?
Right.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, I would think so too. Just a little inside radio. Is this number 2 or number 3?
This would be number 3.
Number 3. Oh, that's right. Treso.
Treso.
It rhymes with
queso.
queso.
It's like queso.
That's right. Queso. Which is probably something you wouldn't want to eat just prior to going out to play golf on a hot day.
No. I don't think so.
Although my dad always used to, whenever I went out when I was a kid in the summertime, of course it was in New England, so it didn't get above 80, but he still used to make me take salt pills. Actually, he didn't have the pills. He just took a little Morton's and poured it in the palm of my hand and made me lick it and then drink water.
Yeah.
But he said that would help too.
Huh.
So
I remember that too.
Yeah. We must have, we grew up in the same time together, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
You know what? They used to, when I was in high school, we'd be doing 2-a-days in football practice.
Uh-huh.
And we had salt pills.
Yeah.
And they'd give us salt pills and water.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? That's difficult. Salt pills?
Well, the salt retains moisture.
Yeah.
Which is then released through the body to keep you cool. That's why dogs stick their tongues out, because they don't sweat. They have to evaporate their body heat through their tongue. You knew that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Those Weekend Golf Guys educational show.
That's it.
Half our market's going, I didn't know that. I just thought it was drool.
More useless information than you can shake a 7-iron at. Weekly. Here on Those Weekend Golf Guys. But that's it. It's very important. I mean, do not poo-poo or pashami, guys, because it's very, very important to stay cool for your health.
Mark, you can do the pshawing. I think that's a rather weird term, so I'm going with the poo-poo. Okay. A bit more up my alley. You can have the pshaw.
All right, guys. That's it. Go out there.
You gave me opportunity, right?
Fall over with heat stroke. See if I care. We got a couple of quick fixes. We are coming right back. Don't you move.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-554-4183 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 800-554-4183 to take your call now. Call 800-554-4183. That's 800-554-4183. Again, 800-554-4183.
You suck. I mean, isn't that the thought that goes through your mind every time you like chunk a chip or blade a wedge? It is, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes,
it is.
indeed. It is.
I hear that so many times from people.
You know, it could be, I hate to say this because I'm one of these personal responsibility kind of guys, but it could be the club.
It's possible.
And I don't understand. I know you do, but nobody understands, so we're not going to explain it. But the bounce and the lie angle and the grind and all that kind of stuff, it's very confusing but very important for wedges. Is it not, Jeff?
That is absolutely true.
Right.
You better have something that gets through the turf pretty well.
Harry Taylor, former PGA professional golfer and excellent club designer, has new wedges that work for 98% of us. Harry
And
Taylor,
he's impeccably dressed.
HarryTaylorGolf.com. Use code LOVEMeTender and you are going to get a huge discount. The 149 wedge for $99, the 169 wedge for $109. Love Me Tender is the code. Go there, check it out, HarryTaylorGolf.com.
This is Ben Gordon, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, Power Swabs is the answer. In 5 minutes, you'll see 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. There's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes, and you're done. To try Power Swabs, call 1-800-290-3613. Your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free. 1-800-290-3613. That's 1-800-290-3613.
Hey, you like to play golf, but you like to save money. How about doing the same thing at the same time? Check it out, digitalgolfpass.com. No matter where you are in the country, there's probably a digital golf pass that's going to get you a discount at many different golf courses. All right, so this season you're going to save yourself some money and get some variety in where you go. DigitalGolfPass.com. Use the coupon code GolfGuys at checkout and you will save $5. DigitalGolfPass.com. Back again, those weekend golf guys, John Ashton, Jeff Smith, and director producer Mark Hunter. And man, I got to tell you, out a couple weeks ago with my very judgmental brother-in-law was playing in a group with us, and he
Very judgmental.
And after about the 6th or 7th hole, he just looked at the guy he was riding in the cart with, and he said, "Man," he said, "John's short game is good. I don't mean better than it used to be. That wouldn't have taken much."
That's pretty good.
So
that's like not even a backhanded compliment. That's like a full-blown, like almost real compliment.
yeah, well, it would have been if you said it to me. You know,
I couldn't do that.
no, he just wanted to make sure that he expressed it out of earshot. But I have ears, super hearing, so that's how it goes. But man, you give good lessons in the chipping category, so maybe you can share what has made my brother-in-law actually give me a compliment, and maybe we can get some other folks getting compliments from their judgmental buddies too.
Well, I remember, in our conversation that we had about your chipping, you had on occasion had that one where you chip it, and then when the ball's in the air, you actually get to hit it a second time. Fun, just because one swing's
the
not
ruling
enough.
on that? It's just one stroke, though, right?
Yeah, we call that a lucky 2 shots. No, but no. Realistically, that's you hitting a moving golf ball, and you're getting popped for that. That's a T.C. Chen. Matter of fact, there's a guy.
There he goes with that Chinese again.
Yeah, I know the T.C. Chen. That's what we call the shot because unfortunately there was a guy named T.C. Chen a long time ago, back 20, 30 years ago, was playing in the PGA Championship and he was leading, and then all of a sudden he had one of those near one of the greens and he chipped it, as in like he chipped it. The ball moved forward and up, and then the club moved forward and up and chased it a little bit, and then chipped it again. Oops.
Hate it when that happens.
So the shot is now forever known as a TC Chen.
Okay.
Kind of like a double
And John
kiss.
had one of those, and we talked about it. And part of the issue was a couple things. The playing of the ball back of center. John, when you were doing that, and I clearly explained to you about how the club face comes into a golf ball, and when it's back in your stance, the club is now moving down, but it's also facing down. where it's at the very bottom of your swing arc, it's facing up, but moving kind of level. Well, you had it so far back in your stance that the ball was not launching off the club very high. It was moving very forward. And so when you moved the club and you touched the ball into it, and then the ball launched forward, but it didn't launch upward very much, and then you kept the club moving forward, but you sped it up just a little bit, you wound up hitting the ball a second time, before it had gotten too far from your body.
Right.
And so to avoid that and to make your chipping better, we put the ball where the back of the golf ball was at the center line of your body, kind of like where it is on all
the
your
other
full
shots.
Swing shots.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you're used to delivering the club, in a downward forward fashion right there. The club is now, closing out of the bottoming out phase where it stops really going down much and it's still moving forward quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the ball struck there. And then the club face faces higher at that point with the very same club. So it launches higher and spins a little bit more. And so you get better, cleaner shots out of that. So I fixed that in your chipping. And all of a sudden, pretty much your whole short game revived because of ball position.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think about it, the club, if it's still moving down and it's close to the bottom of its arc and it's still facing up, you get to hit all kinds of great shots. Your ball will leap up over the grass that's in front of it. So when it's in, say, heavier rough, you didn't launch it off the club face low and it launched up high and it jumped up over that rough, and then it's actually got some spin to it.
Yep.
So you can toss it up in the air much easier. Boy, your short game gets better when you have better ball position.
Yeah, it does.
And then I talked to you about, on some shots, you want to hinge your wrists and use your wrists to cock it back and up, and then uncock your wrist down and forward in the shot, and then that'll produce some spin. And then there's the other shot where you're really not doing that. You're kind of holding your left wrist very firm, and you're kind of using more of a low sweeping arm drag, so to speak, and that will produce less spin and more forward movement of the golf ball. And so you have two different kinds of shots that you can do with every club, and you have all the shots in the world you need.
Yeah, if you need it to hit and run, you can do it with the locked wrist.
Yeah, I call that one, it's my favorite. I like to name the shots in what you're doing to create the shot. So if I want a low forward shot, I will put that in their head. I want this to go low and go forward, so I'm going to do a firm-handed scrape. Like, I call it the firm-handed scrape, so you know that your hands are firm and they're not going to be, wristy. And I say the word scrape because you're kind of scraping the club across the surface of the ground, which means you're not hinging it up and down.
Right.
And I give the name of the shot so that people know, oh, I'm going to do a firm-handed scrape, and then I describe what they're going to do to what they then get. And they like that a lot. And then the other one, where you're using a lot of wrists, to cock the club up and then move it down a little bit more steeply and create some initial launch angle a little higher and the ball spins a little bit. I call that a hinge and thump. So you hinge the club up and you hinge the club back down and you thump the ground, and the club face is pointed up and you're thumping the ground right below the golf ball, and the thing just shoots up in the air with some spin on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I kind of name them those shots so people can remember.
What kind of follow-through do you do with the thump, or do you stop it when it thumps?
No, I continue with a normal, natural flow. What I don't want to do is think that the thump spot is the stopping place. Okay, so yes, I'm using a little bit of forward swing and a little bit of forward turn. I'm essentially going through the shot without stopping on purpose.
I gotcha. Okay.
It just kind of runs out of gas.
Yeah.
After the ball's off the face and I'm still turning toward my target and all those things. But I try not to get people to stop at the ball ever on any shot.
Yeah. Although it's funny, sometimes I hit it wrong, and I hit maybe an impediment, maybe a little, I was on an incline that I didn't realize, or the ball was too far back or whatever, and the club face hits, makes contact with the ball and the ground simultaneously and won't go anywhere. But the ball usually pops up and looks really nice when that happens, so I don't complain. So I get lucky now and again.
Yeah, obviously that you had the club moving into the golf ball firm enough.
Yeah.
Before it came to rest. I have seen some shots where, you like stab it into the rough.
Yeah.
And it can't go any further because it just stopped.
Yeah.
But, it's a chop shot. Those are a rare bird every once in a while.
Yeah.
Kind of like an albatross for you.
So to reiterate, if you want it up in the air with backspin, hinge the wrists. If you want it to run out when it hits, don't hinge the wrists, basically, in a nutshell.
Yeah, in a nutshell, that's kind of it. You're changing the angle that the club comes into the ball. You're making it a steeper angle with the same angle of loft of the club. So if you come in shallow, you get the loft of the club. And if you come in steeper, you're moving the loft of the club downward below the ball. And there's effectively a big difference between those two angles. And so that creates a lot of spin.
Mm-hmm. And you don't need to be one of these guys who opens up the club face and tries to emulate Phil Mickelson.
I really steer people away from that until they become accomplished at many other things, because there's a lot of risk involved in that, because people try that early on because they see the guys on TV doing it, but they don't have the same clubs nor the same level of ability to do it. But
right.
First, let's talk about the fact they don't have the same clubs, meaning that the guys that do that on television, they have the sole plates of their clubs ground differently than the guy who's listening to this program right now.
Right.
And they have a lot of it ground off on the backside so that they can flip it open without raising the leading edge.
Right.
Because as soon as you open up a club face, you're tilting it backwards, so to speak, and you're resting it on the back of the sole plate. And if that hasn't been ground off any, it sits a little higher, and then the leading edge then sits a little higher, and then you've got it where the leading edge is going to catch an awful lot of golf ball, and you have now sculled it. So I try to be very careful and cautious about that shot, and I tell people the risks in that shot with the clubs that they have in their bag, because there's a lot of people that just flip open any club, and if you've got a big bounce club and you flip that dude open and it's not a big fluffy lie, you're about to have trouble, real trouble.
Plus the fact, not only do you not have the clubs nor the ability that Phil Mickelson has, you don't have the time to practice that shot 1,000 times a week. So
no, you don't. So I try to steer people away from the risky shots.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of time and practice, it's called a segue. Learn that in radio school. When we come back, Jeff is going to impart a novel technique to not only practice but compete while you're out on the golf course in a normal round of 18 holes. I was intrigued. I'm sure you are, too. We'll get to it in just a few minutes when we come right back. We are those weekend golf guys. Don't you move. You suck. I mean, isn't that the thought that goes through your mind every time you, chunk a chip or blade a wedge? It is, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, indeed. It is.
I hear that so many times from people.
It could be, I hate to say this because I'm one of these personal responsibility kind of guys, but it could be the club.
It's possible.
And I don't understand. I know you do, but nobody understands, so we're not going to explain it. But the bounce and the lie angle and the grind and all that kind of stuff, it's very confusing but very important for wedges. Is it not, Jeff?
That is absolutely true.
Right.
You better have something that gets through the turf pretty well.
Harry Taylor, former PGA professional golfer and excellent club designer, has new wedges that work for 98% of us. Harry Taylor,
impeccably dressed.
HarryTaylorGolf.com. Use code LOVEMeTender and you are going to get a huge discount. The 149 wedge for $99, the 169 wedge for $109. Love Me Tender is the code. Go there, check it out, HarryTaylorGolf.com. Hey, this is John Ashton with Those Weekend Golf Guys. And, Jeff Smith is a PGA member, so he gets to play anywhere he wants to play for free. You and I, we're not quite like that. We have to, by hook or by crook. You got a friend, whatever. We all want a discount. We all want a deal, and we know how you can get a deal. You want to go to digitalgolfpass.com. They've got the whole country broken up into different areas, and there are a whole lot of golf courses in each area. You can buy one area or upgrade to all the areas. It's a membership. It makes you kind of cool. And, with the right deal at your first foray into your favorite golf course with Digital Golf Pass, you've probably saved enough money to actually pay for the membership. Check it out, digitalgolfpass.com. Use the coupon code GOLFGUYS at checkout and you'll save $5. Yeah, we hooked that up for you. All right? You know people. DigitalGolfPass.com. Coupon code GolfGuys. Go now.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. Operators are waiting at 800-554-4183 to take your call now. Call 800-554-4183. That's 800-554-4183. Again, 800-554-4183.
This is Ben Gordon, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, Power Swabs is the answer. In 5 minutes, you'll see 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. There's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes, and you're done. To try Power Swabs, call 1-800-290-3613. Your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free. 1-800-290-3613. That's 1-800-290-3613.
I've owned my company for 14 years now, and I can tell you that payroll is a 4-letter word. I hate doing it. It eats up hours I don't have, and it costs me money I could be saving. But my accountant's too expensive, and I'm not sure who to call. But I know I need help.
We're Paychex, and we take all the hassles out of small business payroll. We save you time and money. It's easy. Call, fax, or give us your payroll information securely online, and we take care of the rest. We calculate the correct taxes, manage payments and direct deposits. We even send out your checks. Payroll doesn't need to be a 4-letter word anymore. We're so sure that we can save you time and money that we'll give you a month's payroll free just for calling 877-376-2829. Get 1 month's payroll for free. Call Paychex right now. 877-376-2829. That's 877-376-2829.
Hey, we are back, those Weekend Golf Guys. John Ashton, Jeff Smith, and Pepper producer Mark Hunter, all together, collectively known as those Weekend Golf Guys on the radio. I won't tell you what we're collectively known as elsewhere, though. Can't repeat some of those things. But we did tell you that Jeff's got a great idea on how to get you and your buddies out there practicing basically and not knowing it.
You know, a lot of times I work with people on the golf course. What I try to get them to do is get out of the same old thing that they do all the time. They get together, they play, they make teams, 2 guys versus 2 guys, and they always use score. And they always walk off frustrated because they're constantly working on score, or they're just playing the game and writing down a number. And instead of using that time, and John, this is why I know that you'll love this, because it's entertaining, and it's a different way of thinking on the golf course. And it could be the time that you spend on the golf course is also time practicing, because you've said to me on numerous occasions that numerous occasions, as in more than twice, you have said that you consider the time you spend on the golf course to be the time that you practice.
Right.
So I want to give you something to do that's like actual practice.
Okay.
So instead of turning your thoughts to what did I shoot, you're still going to write that down. So it's not like we're going to ignore the actual number you put on the scorecard for the number it took you to get balls into the hole. But what we're going to do is we're going to count something different. We're going to count the quality of shots that you hit, meaning this. Not the quantity of shots. That's a score, and that's what you write down all the time. But how many quality shots did you hit on this hole? Because maybe you hit 3 lousy shots and 1 good one and walked off with a 4. You'd be happy that you walked off with a 4, but you would really know that you stunk it up and got lucky.
Or pulled off a fantastic shot at the end.
Whichever way you want to describe that one shot is fine. But what I'm saying is this. You stunk it up and got lucky.
Yeah,
right?
Okay.
So let's say that your first shot, you stunk it up. Your second shot, you stunk it up. And your third shot, you stunk it up. But your third shot careened off a tree and bounced onto the green and left you 4 inches for your fourth shot, and then you putted it in.
I would have to say that the score on that hole would be no good shots.
4 inch, short putt if it went in, that's a quality putt, right? So you'd count that as a quality shot. But let's just think of it this way. If you're counting the quality of shot that you hit. The criteria would be something as simple as, did I strike it solidly? Did it start where I wanted it? Did it go as high as I wanted it? And did it have the general shot shape that I look for all the time? That's a quality of strike. It's really what you produced. But it isn't what happened to the ball, because it's very possible that you struck it very well. Because I know you've done this once or twice, that you struck the ball struck it very well. This is where Mark always laughs, because it is once or twice. But you've struck the ball very well, but you managed to do it because you were already under the trees, because you were too hot and you wanted to hit it over there to get cooled off.
Right. It's the only reason I'm in the trees, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the one shot you hit out of the trees, you struck it beautifully. And you went, oh, man, I got all that. But then that third tree up swatted it down into the water.
Okay.
It reached out with its branch and swatted your ball down into the water.
They do
and
that,
went, Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and when you struck it, you went, oh, man, I got that one pure. It was awesome. Oh, and then I get, and then the result isn't good because maybe you took the wrong club. Maybe you took the 9-iron instead of taking the 6-iron to punch it under the tree. But yet the strike was really good.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So would
you're assessing what you did with the club to touch the ball as a quality strike.
So that would count as a quality shot, even though the outcome stunk.
That's right, because it's also possible that you're in. Think of this one. Imagine for a moment. I know this could be a pipe dream, but let's imagine for the moment your ball got struck so well off the tee, and you're on a par 5, and you actually hit it 275 yards.
Yeah,
right up the middle.
Right up the middle.
Ball flew high. Ball flew straight. You stood there and stared at it and went, man, that's great. That's a quality golf shot, right?
You betcha.
Okay. The next one, you've got your 3-wood in hand because now you're in go range of this par 5.
Sure.
And you're licking your chops and you're telling Mark, I'm going to get this one. I got that drive. I'm going to get this one too. And you just haul off and pure it. And then again, it's a good, high quality golf shot. And it is barreling toward the green in the air and comes up, and there's a little bit of elevated green, and it lands on the bank and rolls back down into the hazard. Mm-hmm. It's still a quality golf shot, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
But it had a bad result.
Bad result.
Okay, so you could imagine that scenario, kind of a dream scenario almost.
Almost. Yeah.
Almost, right. But nonetheless.
Like that scenario where I slap you around.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So as I think about this and how people could play golf, and I do this with people that I work with when we're on the golf course, is that it keeps their focus on the shot at hand instead of focusing on the overall score and what the result of that shot meant to the rest of their day.
Right.
Because if they're only focused on the quality shot that they're there to strike right then, right there in front of them right now, their brains are much more in tune to what's going on. They get better quality golf shots, and they wind up with better scores. But when people get outcome-oriented about their score,
mm-hmm.
then they lose focus on what they're supposed to do on this shot right here. So I change the game on them. And then when you get good at this, you start playing each other for, say, hot dog at the turn.
And then,
or maybe even better yet, a little higher stakes, like a club cleaning outside the pro shop.
Or a stake at the turn. That's higher stakes
right
there.
It's higher stakes right there, but it takes a little longer. So I would wait till the stake after the round of golf.
After the round, yeah, that's true. That 5 minutes isn't enough. Now,
no,
not to
get a good stake.
With the group of reprobates with which I play on a regular basis, that
would than the group of monkeys that I play with.
Well, reprobates are it's a branch of the monkey family, I believe. We'd start like predicting. It's like it doesn't count unless you call it.
Yeah.
Because if I hit a great shot that, starts a little bit right but draws back to the middle of the fairway and rolls for 260 or rolls out to 260, 265, and I didn't call a draw, I wouldn't get credit with the guys I play with. They go, no, you didn't call that shot, man. That was trash.
Right. See, this is another thing that I like to do, and it was a beautiful segue. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because you learned that in radio school.
Yes, I did.
I do a call your shot game, and I call it, and here's how we play. It's an instant payout or get paid scenario. Instantly. We played for pennies. When we first started out playing for pennies, I played with this guy, and his name was Reed, and Reed and I would go out and we competed against each other a lot. So we found out that we're very similar players, but what we wanted to do was focus on our shot. So we played a call your shot game,
okay,
all the time on the golf course. So if Reed and I were playing, and each of us brought a bag of pennies with us, we came up with this game that said this: if I call my shot, meaning it's going to start here, approximately that height, and it's going to have this kind of shape, and it's going to land in that area right over there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If it does that, I get paid a penny right now. If it does not do that, I pay out a penny right now. And we did it on every shot, including the putt. And you know what we found out? We were far better players of the game because we made better decisions.
Yeah.
Even though it was only worth a penny.
Plus, you paid more attention to terrain and things like that, too.
That's right. That's right. Exactly what we did is we started factoring in everything that was about to make our ball do something.
Right. Stuff that you may ignore because if you walk up to a ball that's on a bit of an elevation, just a tad above your feet, you may not take into consideration when you're setting up your shot that it's going to go a little bit left. But if you have to predict the flight of that ball, you're going to go, oh, wait a minute, this is a little bit above my feet, so I'm going to throw in there that it's going to go a little bit left.
That's right.
So there you go.
And it's yet another way that we were successful in getting our minds off the score and on to the shot at hand.
Yeah.
Now, what happened was this. The longer we played, we went from pennies to nickels to quarters to dollar bills to then we stopped the game at $5 bills because that was getting a little bit pricey.
Yeah.
But at the time, we both learned two things. Never play that game with someone who's under control of their golf ball more than you are. and number two, that it makes you a much better player because you'll always play the shot you know you can control.
And
which made us far better in tournaments.
And that's what we're here for, to make you a better player. Because when you're better, you're going to have more fun, and you're going to say, hey, those golf guys know their stuff.
At least one of them does, yeah.
We do know our stuff, and at least some of us do. And we impart it to you freely every week right here. Be back next week at this same place. In the interim, catch us at thoseweekendgolfguys.com. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/golfguys. Just /golf guys. And then Twitter at WKND Golf Guys.
Hey, don't forget to send me a video of you so I can put it on Jeff's Quick Fix and we can get you taken care of.
Jeff's Quick Fix, either on Facebook or on the website. Have a great week. Go play some golf. Stay cool. Bye.